The Warnborough College.
Hello everyone, today we have Libby Geiselmayr, who is an MA Medieval Arts graduate for Warnborough College, and we have some questions for you. So firstly, what initially attracted you to study it with Warnborough?
Well, I had a full-time job, so definitely the flexibility. That was something that I was really drawn to. The courses specifically, I mean, I needed something remote. I needed something, and it was before the days of Zoom and whatnot. So, I had very, very particular things, and they were kind of meeting all those requirements, but particularly the flexibility, the affordability, and really the design of the curriculum, but the fact that they had medieval studies as well. So that was definitely something that drew me.
As a MA Medieval Arts graduate, can you tell us a bit about your overall learning experience with Warnborough?
Yes, it was fantastic. The mentor-mentee design of things was exactly what I needed to be able to pursue, to be able to deep dive into the field that I was interested in. So just again, going back to the flexibility, but the fact that, so my mentor was Dr. Jill Kiefer, and she is amazing as a whole. But the way that she worked with me and the way that she would guide me, it was just, it was fantastic. And that was what Warnborough was all about. It was that personal relationship, to be able to study and, further yourself professionally. And it just hit all those notes.
Perfect. As well as your academic experience, what other factors do you feel marked your time at Warnborough?
Well, actually, the staff was a huge, because it was, though I was primarily with Dr. Kiefer, I had an opportunity because my focus was the Book of Kells. So I was like in Ireland, in Dublin, and they were able to make it work out. Julian, Dr. Julian was able to meet me in person, and it was so fantastic to be, someone who's stationed in the States, and yet I was able to meet these other people in other parts of the college, and every correspondence from, an administrative standpoint as well. And Dr. Brendan, just everyone was so fantastic and so great. And once they began the conference, I had already graduated, I think at that point, or thereabouts, when they started the Arts Con. And so that was just another avenue that was just so appealing and so great, and just makes me so proud to be an alum.
Oh, that's amazing. How do you feel the program helped you reach your career goals?
Well, it certainly has given me an edge. I'm an arts coordinator for Cobb County government in the outskirts of Atlanta, in an underserved part of the county. And I would say that, medieval art history is probably not something someone thinks of in the daily job, but the application of the graduate program, and all of that, that it gave me, and the skill set that it helped build within me. But definitely having the Masters of Art History, medieval studies or not, just having that definitely gave me an edge as an arts coordinator.
And in your current role as arts coordinator, what transferable skills have you been able to utilise from your MA course?
Critical evaluation. I do a lot of programming and in my role. And so every time we do a festival, a class, a course, anything out of the norm, any kind of programming, I have to really analyze every aspect of what that looks like for the community. So I think that, just kind of going back again to the phrase deep dive, the way that I have to really look at all angles of something that I'm going to propose. And that is definitely from my graduate experience.
Yeah, I'd say that definitely helps as well. I think it's quite independent, isn't it? The independent study, and that definitely gives you some critical thought, and especially in your role.
It is, because as essentially, yes, I have to make certain that all the way from yes, the actual event or program and how that serves the community and the constituents, but I also have to think about the greater scheme of down the road, and I have to think about how the marketing, and I have to think about the social media, and I have to, it's all facets. And even if those weren't on topic with medieval studies, the process that I went through with Dr. Kiefer set me up for success that way.
Well, that's so good to hear. And lastly, what advice would you give to current and future students to help them get the most out of their course?
Definitely utilize your mentor when you're lost, or when you're feeling a certain way, or you feel like you might be overwhelmed, or you don't quite know where you're going. Ask for help. That's what they're there for. Definitely to pace yourself, and make certain that you take a step back, occasionally, and really look at the whole and what you're doing, because sometimes we get so in it and we get so focused on the minutia, we're not looking, the forest for the trees anymore. And so just not to forget that. It's like true false. You overthink it, sometimes, and you need that perspective. And so, I think that's it, to maintain your priorities and your perspective. You should be doing what you're doing because you love it. That's, obviously we're all, in graduate programs because we probably want to apply it to our professional careers in some way. But at the same time, you're studying that field and you've chosen that because you love it and you're passionate about it. At least hopefully you are. And you want to maintain that because you'll have a better product. You'll have a better thesis at the end of the day if you do that.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The Warnborough College.